Technique 11. Draw the map. Teachers often forget to use the physical environment of their classroom to support the goals of the lesson. I have a classroom which I teach in after school. This classroom is used by the homeroom teacher during the day. However, I hate the way that she has the classroom set up. So my solution is, change it every day. I make the classroom suit my needs. My needs are not changed to suit the classroom. This technique requires flexibility in both your desire to change the classroom and to incorporate the time needed to change the classroom into your lesson planning. Most teachers plan for what students will be doing, but it's naturally embedded in their planning. They don't write it down. You've got to discipline yourself to do it. This is a way to keep your focus on how students will be actively engaged throughout the class. Most teachers build their classroom once at the beginning of the year, and this layout carries out through the rest of the semester. Teachers in many classrooms seat their students in pods of desks that face each other because they believe that students should be socialized to interact at school. This is a general belief about the nature and philosophy of schooling, and it works well in many different circumstances, but it is not a one-size-fits-all answer. Of course, we want our students interacting and speaking English in school. However, there is a time when they are supposed to be constructing notes or a record of key information in writing, and that may really not be the best time for interaction. You have to choose your layout based upon your objectives for the lesson. Think about your lesson objectives and classroom activities. Your classroom layout should support and not hinder these primary lesson objectives. It should make it easier and not harder to accomplish these tasks. When planning for your lesson layout, think about the following questions. At what point of the lesson should students be interacting? How should they interact? With their partner? With their group? With the teacher? With their homeroom teachers? Which kinds of interaction support which kind of lesson objectives? Will you be doing pair work, small group work, large group work? Will you be doing fishbowl activities? Will you be doing whole class activities? Will you be doing solo work? Will you be doing station work? Of course, you have to think of the positive cues, the things in your classroom that you have tried and that have worked. But you also have to think of your negative cues, the things that you have not tried but may work in your classroom. You've got to ask yourself, what other kinds of ways can students be socialized to interact appropriately, without necessarily building the classroom around that one idea every day? There's a right time for each type of interaction. Sometimes you may want students attending to the teacher or attending to the board. Sometimes you may want them writing independently. Sometimes you may have them face-to-face so they can discuss a topic. You might want to turn them into 4-person groups. Make sure that each activity has a specific layout in mind. I'm a proponent of using rows of pairs. Personally, I think like a farmer. I want to be able to move as quickly and easily to any point of the classroom as possible. And having rows of pairs with their backpacks at the back of the classroom allows me to do this with the greatest amount of ease. Regardless of the layout you use, you have to be able to get anywhere in the classroom, preferably within a foot of any student, so you can whisper in his or her ear without interrupting other students. This type of proximity allows you to interact with students without disrupting the flow of the classroom. If you have to ask, "Excuse me, Jamin, please push in your chair," you're ceding control of the classroom to that student. And this will limit your ability to hold students to high behavioral and academic standards. So no matter what layout you choose, think as intentionally as possible about aisles, alleys, and desks. This is a note to traveling teachers. I'm aware that many teachers don't have a single classroom, so the best they can do is rearrange seating each time they enter the next classroom. Having 2 or 3 students designated as volunteers to do this really helps. It's also possible to get other teachers who use the room, maybe their homeroom teachers, to cooperate in the process of making the room more inviting. You have to make homeroom teachers partners in this student layout. Every teacher wants a pleasant, enjoyable classroom experience, and students do too. But the perfect classroom doesn't come without a little work. Not every classroom will look the same, nor should it. Make sure that you're using this technique to draw the map to your perfect classroom. As always, if you liked the video, you can find this one and many others on my Facebook page, Kaizen Teaching. Have a great day!